Alrighty, do forgive me because I do not want to mess up your name. It is so cool, and I've been so nervous to just say it. It's so powerful, and I don't want to mess it up. So I've been practicing. Rannveig, Rannveig, Rannveig. It's like I feel so powerful just saying it. Rannveig. It's so cool. Love your name. I don't want to butcher it. But hello, Rannveig. I'm so excited to get into this reading for you. Thank you so much for your patience. I am eternally grateful. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate how patient you've been. I did not expect the line and the list to be as long as it was, and it did take me a while, unfortunately, to get through every reading. I did want to make sure that I put the same amount of energy into each reading as I did the last and as I did the first. I didn't want to rush through any readings. I didn't want any readings to feel like they didn't matter because, you know, like that's somebody's energy and that's really important to me. So I had to make sure that I was in the right energy to read everyone's energy, and so far so good. I think it's been working out really well. I'm so sorry that it took so long, but I am here now and I'm just so excited to get this to you. Your energy is, I have chills right now. I don't know if you can see, yeah, you can see that. Major chills. Just thinking about your reading, it's so crazy because you, oh my god, like, you're so powerful. You are the embodiment of power and strength, and there was a lot of past life energy coming through, as well as like really specific messages, and I think some of them tied into your past life, some of them might tie into your current life, but either way, we will jump right into that in just a second, and I can't wait for you to see how your aura turned out. It's beautiful. And then at the end, we will do something really fun where I give you a mythical identity title, and then I'll be putting that mythical identity title into an AI image generator to see how that identity might look here in the real world. And I just cannot wait to get into it. I'm so excited, and I think you're gonna love it. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it.
So what I was noticing in your aura was a lot of purple and pink and warm colors, but also soft colors and still vibrant. It was kind of hard to explain. It was like a very gentle fire, still powerful and still strong enough to do damage, but still like burns quietly and does it with grace and still keeps others warm and protects. And it's like you have power that you know what to do with it. You don't use it against people. You don't use it for bad. You only have good intentions, but that power is there and can be used against people if need be. So you're very good at protecting. You're very good at standing up for yourself and just being an overall powerhouse when it comes to standing up for yourself, being an authority figure, being a role model, and being the protector of your home. And I think that's really cool and really admirable. But you do it with such grace. Like I was saying, it's gorgeous. Your energy is so gorgeous. You're so pretty. Like your energy, your face, just everything about you is just beautiful. I just had to throw that out there. You give off like this energy of royalty, like somebody who knows how to run a kingdom, not somebody who's going to dictate it and make it seem like anybody is under you. You are respectable and people trust you to run a village because, you know, you've earned that position, you've earned that respect, and people trust you to do your job. They trust you to represent them. They don't just see you as somebody who is calling the shots and is somebody that we have to worry about. And you have good intention with everything that you do, and you have the power to execute it perfectly. Now, I also did mention that I was seeing a lot of past life energy coming through, and I think that this ties into your current life with how much power you hold in your energy right now. I think that it has been gained from multiple lifetimes of fighting and needing to be in a state of power because that was a state of survival for you. And in this lifetime, you're finally reaping those rewards from all of that pain and suffering that you had to face in past lifetimes. Like, there were very specific scenarios coming to mind. So I was seeing a airplane, and to me, I feel like you were some kind of medic in the war in a past lifetime. You were somebody who would like drop in and heal others in the middle of a battlefield. And that was hard on you. You had to see so much. so much pain. You had to witness so many deaths, and that was traumatizing to your soul. But you were always there to heal people and do everything you could to protect them. Oh my gosh, I'm getting emotional. So sorry. But like that pink in your aura really shines through, because like that is your compassionate heart. That is the nurturing and loving and caring side of you that is just so vibrant, and it's like I will always be there for whoever needs it. Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. I was okay. It was funny to me that you mentioned how you listen to audiobooks in the recording that you sent me, because the moment that you started talking, I expected you to say that you record audiobooks, because your voice, oh my gosh, you should record audiobooks. I would listen to you talk for hours. Like, I think that is something that you could definitely get into. I love your voice. I love how it sounds, and it comes across in a way that makes people listen. But it's not like people have to listen in a sign of like, or in a sense of urgency. It's not frightening, kind of. It's very comforting, and it's like, ooh, I want to hear everything you have to say, because I just like the way you say it. But I think that's like where the blue kind of ties in with your aura and like the throat chakra. It just melds so perfectly with like the blue, purple, and pink. It's all very gentle. It's all very compassionate, and it all comes from a place of good intention. Your soul is so pure and so honorable. Like, I cannot express how respectable your energy is and who you are as a person is. And you have this regal, royal vibe to you that's not flashy or like a look at me kind of way, but in the way you carry yourself, there's something just deeply rooted and noble about your energy. And I really do feel like you were royalty in another past life, but not, like I said, a tyrant. You're someone who led through compassion, someone people trusted and looked up to. You weren't just in charge. You were chosen to protect, to lead, to heal. And that same energy is still with you today. And people feel safe around you, and they sense that you've been through it, and that makes you the one they turn to, because they feel comfortable trusting you, because they know that you've been through it too. They feel comfortable opening up to you, and they trust that you'll help them heal, because you know what the healing process looks like, and you know, like, you're honest about it. You're like, it's not going to be easy, and people really do appreciate that, because you know how hard it is when you hear like, just change your mindset or something like that, and like it's gonna be easy. It's not easy. There's no sugarcoating it. It's gonna be hard, and hearing that is so much better than thinking it'll just be easy and then failing time and time again and wondering what's wrong with me. People really do appreciate your raw honesty, and that's why they trust you, and that's why they come to you. Now, something else that I was seeing a lot of very specific visuals and symbols in your aura. First, I was seeing literal snow angels. And so I think that when you're in your comfort place, your safe space, when you go on walks or runs in the morning, you have literal guardians in the snow, like, watching over you. And they're peaceful, and they're soft, but they're strong, and they're here to remind you that even when life does feel cold or isolating, you are protected. You're never alone, and they are always with you. Something else that I was seeing, totally different vibe, but I was seeing a pair of scissors, which kind of brought me back to the whole airplane situation, the past life that I was picking up on. It made me think of either like a physical surgery, or maybe like you were cutting bandages for people and wrapping it around people. But this could also be a reference to emotionally cutting something away that's been happening in your life. So maybe there's something that you have recently cut off, or that you need to cut off, that has been holding on to your energy, and once you do, or if you did, like, it's gonna feel like such a huge release and such a weight off your shoulders. I also saw a magnet, and obviously, like, I wanted to just assume this was how magnetic you are, but that felt pretty obvious to me, and like it didn't click in the same way. Like I know that you're magnetic without having to see a picture of a magnet. So because I was seeing a lot of medical imagery, I'm wondering if you had an MRI recently or some kind of procedure done where it involved magnetic imaging. I think that's just an MRI. That might be the only one. But yeah, something about a magnet, and it felt like it was connected to the medical field. But also, just like I said, your energy is very magnetic. It pulls people in. You're one of those people that others just feel naturally connected to. I was also seeing a deer. And I saw a deer multiple times, and I feel like they come through the same ways that your snow angels do. Like they're part of your team. They're always there with you. And it came through as just like a spirit animal to represent gentleness, awareness, and strength through softness. And that totally resonates with your energy so much. Like you feel things so deeply, but you also know when to move, when to protect, and when to stay still. And I think that's just so accurate for you. And the last thing that I was seeing was an expensive bottle of perfume. And I love this because I do think that this was a sign coming from a female ancestor in spirit, someone who you might have looked up to, someone who walked with grace the same way you do, someone who inspired the elegance that you hold in yourself. She wanted you to know that you deserve the best. Stop accepting less just because you've been taught to. You are valuable. You are worthy of luxury, love, care, and tenderness, and don't settle for anything less. Know your worth. She knows that you deserve the best, and that you're not going to settle, and that you deserve to experience the finer things in life because you've earned it. So I'm sure by now you've realized this is your finished aura portrait. I think it's so gorgeous. I think it totally lines up with your energy and shows just how graceful and beautiful and intricate you are as a person. You're very multifaceted and so interesting. There's so many layers to you, and I think that really ties back into all your past lives that have followed you into this current life and will continue to follow you throughout all your reincarnations. It's so beautiful. And the way that you express and exude all of what you've learned from those past lives, the way that it comes through in your energy is so graceful, and it's just incredible. So now we are going to do something really exciting where we give you a mythical identity title. And what I'm going to be doing is spinning 2 wheels that I personally created. I'm going to spin the first one once and the second one twice, and then that's going to give me your identity title, which will be in the format of blank, and blank. And then we will put that title into an AI image generator to see what that identity is going to look like here in the real world. So let's get started with the first spin. Perfect. So we have Goddess of Goddess of Logic and Spirits. That's really cool. Goddess of Logic and Spirits. That's really interesting. I'm getting something about books. Like there's just something that will not leave my mind about you and books. And I know that you said that you listen to audiobooks, but are you a teacher, or have you ever wanted to be a teacher of any kind? Because I feel like you would be an amazing teacher in like high school or middle school. I think that you're really good with kids. You're a really good role model. That's what I think it is. And you're a good role model for people around like that age that are just kind of learning what the world is like. And it's really up to teachers to make those children feel like it's okay to ask questions. And a lot of the time people will have, or those kids will have teachers that make them feel like they're stupid, and it'll stop them from ever asking any more questions. Is your son by chance in high school or middle school around that age? Because don't know, I just get this really strong feeling that like he looks up to you, and you do such an amazing job at letting him know that it's okay to ask questions, it's okay to be curious, and it's okay to not understand right away. Like, you're very welcoming with questions, and you're very open to hearing what those questions are. You're very patient, and you don't mind explaining things however many times you need to. Like, you want to make sure that you are doing your absolute best to provide him the information that he needs in a way that he's going to understand it and actually retain it and be able to use it in the real world. So I think that that's beautiful. Specifically, I was getting like math, like a math teacher, even more specifically geometry, and then some kind of language art or creative writing teacher. I think that you would be so good at either of those. So, but now we are going to put your title into that AI image generator. So here it is. Okay, so I absolutely love this for so many reasons. The first one being that it looks like she is literally in a classroom. It is so enchanted, but it's still very earthly, and it's just very representative, I think, of how much magic you bring to this real world. And being the goddess of both logic and spirit, I think that that is such a beautiful balance, because you're able to stay grounded, but you still believe in spirit. You know that spirit is always with you, and that's just common sense to you. Like, the connection that you have with your spirit guides is so powerful, and that's what brings me to this next point about why I absolutely love this photograph. Your snow angels, quote unquote, is what we'll call them. They're literally in this picture. I didn't ask AI to put them there. They're just there. And I was like, that's exactly how they looked, like in my mind, in the picture, in your aura. I could not believe it. So they are absolutely with you 100% of the time, especially when you're out in nature, when you're out in the snow and you're just with yourself. And if you ever feel like you're alone, I promise you they are there. Don't ever forget that. And everything about this is just so cool. I was also getting the High Priestess card really strong in my mind. So that card is about really about like inner strength and inner wisdom and trusting your intuition, trusting your gut. So I think that message is just letting you know, like, hey, your gut is right most of the time. I feel like you already know that, but it's just a reminder, like, trust your gut. And another thing was coming through. First of all, the name Alexander was coming through, and then the numbers 2 and 6, so those numbers could be significant, or 26 or 1962 could be a relevant year for you. I'm also coming in here after I've already recorded everything, so I'm sorry if the audio on this is very poor, but I had to throw this in here just to let you know, because I was looking up the significance of the years 1962 and 1926, and something that came up both times was that Marilyn Monroe was born in 1926 and she died in 1962. So if you have any connection to her, there definitely could have been some past life energy connected to her, or if you've ever been interested in her movies or just her presence in general, definitely let me know, because she was coming through very strong. And you know what? It's funny because this, I don't know if this is going to make any sense, but this photograph, just like the colors of it, it smells like, okay, this sounds so weird, but it's just one of the senses that are coming through. If this picture had a smell, it would smell like a book page to me. So something's really coming through in your reading about books, and that could just be wisdom. You know what it is? This just came through so strong. The Akashic Records, because you had so much past life coming through. I feel like your spirit guides want you to actually look into the Akashic Records and tap into that energy, because there's so much wisdom there. There's so much story that you've experienced, and I feel like they just want you to remember, like, who you are in every lifetime that you've lived. You are so powerful, and you just need to remember that. So tapping into that, I feel it could really impact your strength, and just being able to remind yourself what you've been through And look where you are now. Look who it made you into. Look who you became because of it. So, with all that being said, I am so glad that I got to read your energy, Rannveig, and I hope that you like it. Thank you again so much for your patience, and I am so sorry that it took so long to get this to you. I am very, very grateful, eternally grateful for your patience. So I'm going to go ahead and post this and send it over to you right now, and I can't wait to hear your thoughts. And yeah, we will talk soon. Bye!